The state of Illinois will be voting on whether or not to make the Italian beef sandwich the official state sandwich. A Georgia man has been found competent to stand trial despite removing his own eyeballs. A man claiming to have the world's smallest penis is accepting all challenges to disprove his claim. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted inside a closet. Here we go. The state of Illinois is voting on whether or not to make the Italian beef Illinois' official state sandwich. Phew, finally, priorities getting handled. Springfield, Illinois. Illinois lawmakers, very busy. They came back from recess with a tasty decision on the menu. The question that they've raised is, what should be the official state sandwich? Just doing the heavy lifting over there in the Illinois lawmakers' quarters. What do they call them? Quarters? I call them cages because, these people walk on all fours at the end of the day. I'm sorry. I just have, what can I say? I have no respect for politicians or lawmakers. Yeah. It's one of my more admirable qualities, I would say. All right, let's get some more information. Some of you living in Illinois might be very, very concerned about this. It's a bill to make the Italian beef Illinois' official sandwich, and it's headed to the full House. I think that means that all of the animals are going to vote on it. Today I'm learning, by the way, that a state has an official sandwich. I was unaware of that. I don't know why states need an official sandwich. I guess it's a fun distraction from doing real work. Or maybe it's useful. I don't know. Maybe you want to make sure that the tourists don't eat any unofficial sandwiches while they're visiting your state. Why stop at sandwiches, though? Let's get the official STD of each state. We could use that, too. Official psychosis. How about that one? I nominate narcissism as the official psychosis of the state of California. Don't believe me? Take a little spin on the 405 and see for yourself. I digest because it's a story about sandwiches. So Okay, all right. Let's get to some more information here about the Italian beef. I don't even know what that is. It seems very, very general. Italian beef could be a number of things. Let's ask Siri about the Italian beef sandwich. Hey, Siri says an Italian beef sandwich is a sandwich that originated in Chicago. It is made from thin slices of roast beef that has been simmered and served au jus on French bread. You're talking about a French dip sandwich? They call it an Italian beef. That's a French dip? This wasn't invented in Chicago, a French dip sandwich. Are you out of your mind? I know I just looked up where was the French dip sandwich invented, and according to Google, it was invented in Los Angeles at Philippe the Original and Cole's. They each claim to have invented the sandwich in the early 20th century. I've been to both of those places. I used to live around the corner from Philippe the Original. Amazing French dip sandwiches, among other things. Yeah, I'm not so confident that the French dip sandwich was invented in Chicago, and I don't know why they're calling it the Italian beef sandwich. What is Italian about that? A meatball sub is more Italian than this so-called Chicago or Illinois Italian beef sandwich. I'm going to get a lot of hate now from my Illinois listeners, I'm sure. But, this is wrong. I'm so sorry. You need to come to the realization and admit that's not an Italian beef sandwich. I don't know why you're calling it that. If it's got no marinara, I'm so sorry, guys. That can't be categorized as an Italian sandwich when it's lacking some marinara, all right? You're in Chicago. You should know this. Now, if this so-called Italian beef sandwich gets voted, it would replace the horseshoe sandwich, which is a meat patty on toast topped with fries and smothered in cheese sauce. Wow, that actually sounds pretty good. Guys, just keep the horseshoe. It sounds like a very unique creation over there that you're doing. I wonder where it gets its name, the horseshoe. Is it in the shape of a horseshoe? Do you put horseradish on it? Got a lot of questions about the horseshoe. I'm much more curious about this horseshoe sandwich. This sounds pretty good. All right, it says they're going to have a press conference at Pop's Italian Beef on the south side to announce this new sandwich. Is this some sort of just ruse for all the lawmakers to go to Pop's and eat for free, get a free lunch? These people. It's really, really unacceptable. How do our politicians sleep at night? Do you ever wonder? The crap's burning down around us, and they mosey on in. Whoop, whoop, hey guys, here's what we got this week. Isn't life burning down around them as well? For them? No, of course it isn't. Nor their friends. That's they don't even see this. What's going on down underneath on the street level with us plebeians. No, this is why how's representational government? How's that? Still working out for us all? Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, let's have a bunch of out of touch, wealthy people, most of them lawyers, making all the decisions in our best interests on the street level. It's like, because of inflation and tariffs, we have, the price of things, groceries, etc., a little out of hand lately. And what are they doing? Hey, so we came up with this little, I don't know, it's a sandwich thing. We're thinking we might choose a new sandwich. Like, what is going on? The way, how politicians behave when I see stories like this? It's like when you tell your kids to clean up their room, and then you walk in 2 hours later, and you're like, they're not cleaning the room. They're playing video games, or they're playing basketball. Thought I told you to clean the room. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought I'd shoot some hoops. Maybe this is a bad analogy. I don't know. Let's talk about how states have official sandwiches. Like, I'm really into this. Like, I have no idea what Massachusetts' official sandwich is. I bet I can guess it, though. Like, what it should be the steak bomb. I mean, if I was going to nominate any sandwich for my state, the steak bomb. And if you haven't had one, it's like how do I describe it? It's like a Philly cheesesteak, but on crack. Now, when you think about your state, you have to think about, like, what's the most largest ethnic group in your state. In my state, it's Italians and Irish. So I'm going to lean to the Irish side and be like corned beef sandwich. Okay, survey says, this is a surprise. The Fluffernutter is the official sandwich of Massachusetts. How? You guys ever had a Fluffernutter? If you live outside the U.S., you may not even know what this is. It's made from peanut butter and a product called marshmallow fluff, which is like, it's like melted marshmallow, let's say. So it's basically marshmallow and peanut butter on white bread. It says the official sandwich of Massachusetts. How embarrassing. Who chose this? A 6-year-old? I mean, come on now. We have so many better sandwiches. The Fluffernutter. And that's not associated with New England. People all over the country eat Fluffernutters. I mean, you stop at the age of 9, but... All right, I've moved on. The signature sandwich of every state. I found an article here. I'm going to run through some of these because I'm sure it'll be very surprising. All right, or maybe not. At least in this case, in Alaska, the official sandwich is the halibut sandwich. So a whitefish sandwich. Oh, there's a photo of it. This looks tremendous. What, they got red peppers and avocado on it? In Arizona, the official sandwich is, get this, Navajo tacos. All right, well... I mean, now we're going to get into this debate. Are tacos sandwiches? I don't think there's time enough on this podcast to get into this, but I'm going to say a taco is not a sandwich. The official state sandwich of Arkansas is a fried bologna sandwich. Wow, that's no surprise given the lifespan of people in Arkansas. California is the French dip, by the way. It says the French dip. And it gets its name from the employment of the French roll, not its place of origin, which is somewhere in Los Angeles. Coles claims to have invented it in 1908, while Philippe's claims they invented it in 1918. All right, so now we got the French dip being claimed by California. I mean, and Illinois is calling the French dip the Italian beef. I mean, you see the issue here? You got two states claiming the same sandwich, one calling it something stupid and not accurate, and also claiming they invented it. I'm so sorry, Illinois, but you're way out of line here. All right, the official sandwich of Florida, I thought it'd be appropriate to do it on here, is, it's a delicious one, and you could have probably guessed it, the Cubano. I mean, that's great. That's perfect, right? Because there's, a lot of Cubans in Florida. It's a great original sandwich. Fabulous. Love a Cubano, by the way. Good job, Florida. You're doing something right. Okay, now listen to this one. This might be the best sandwich on the list. I'm not going to go through all of them with you here, but the official sandwich of Hawaii is just, oh my goodness, this looks so tremendous. It's called the Kalua pork. Now, apparently in Hawaii, there's an ancient cooking process wherein an entire pig is slow cooked and smoked in what's called an imu, or an underground chamber. The results, juicy, flavorful, slow-roasted pork, also known as Kalua, seasoned with herbs and banana leaves, and paired with sauces and other condiments. My goodness, this sandwich looks tremendous. I'm going to go, I haven't even looked at all of the sandwiches on the list, but I'm going to go with Kalua pork is probably number one. Now, slow down, Philly. I know you're going to be, the cheesesteak is, yeah, cheesesteaks are great. It's great. But, first of all, you guys are using cheese out of a can most of the time over there in Philly. I don't know where you got this idea, but this, I mean, try the Kahlua pork and then come back to me with the Philly cheesesteak. You're out of your mind. Look at this thing. All right, well, I got to wrap this up because this is one of the longest segments I've done. There's just a lot to talk about here. You got sandwiches, you got stupid government. I went off the rails a little bit, but hey, email me, by the way. You probably have something to say about your official state sandwich. You might even be a resident of Illinois. I'm sure Hannah from Chicago is going to weigh in on this one. So email me, funnyjones@gmail.com. Georgia has ruled that a man who cut his eyeballs out is fit to stand trial. Let's find out what this man did other than cutting out his own eyeballs, which, who saw that coming? You know what I mean? I can relate, though. I mean, I also saw that horrible video of Kid Rock and RFK Jr. with their shirts off in the sauna. So, I mean, I understand wanting to pull your eyeballs out after that. Let's jump back into the story and find out if justice is blind. A Superior Court judge has ruled that this man is competent to stand trial in a stabbing death. The ruling came after this man, Keller, the accused, removed his own eyeballs and bit off part of his tongue. This guy's trying to show that he's crazy to avoid a trial. Bro, there's other ways to show that you're crazy. You don't have to pull your eyeballs out. Just put a dress on like that guy in MASH. You guys ever seen MASH? It's an old reference, but I'm sure you've seen MASH. This guy put a dress on to try and get out of the army. Yeah, you're like, look at yesterday, no dress. Today, dress. I mean, I'm nuts. I'm out of my mind. Hey. This guy goes full hardcore. Bites his tongue off, scoops out his eyeballs with a fork. I don't know how he did it. How do you get your eyeballs out? Anybody know? Do you just tie one to a doorknob and then slam the door shut like a tooth? Lots of questions. Okay, Judge Matthew said the court found Keller not mentally ill at the time of the alleged offenses and currently competent to stand trial despite the situation. Well, yeah, I mean, he can stand trial. He took out his eyes, didn't cut off his feet. He can stand trial. Come on, guys, stand trial. It's good. It's a good pun. Now, Keller here is accused of the following: stabbing a man who was discovered deceased on the highway back in October. It says the victim sustained injuries to his torso, head, hands, arms, and neck area. Keller was located at a hotel off the highway, and after a short foot pursuit was taken into custody. He was just evaluated by a doctor named Jeremy for criminal responsibility and another doctor named Dan for competency to stand trial. Both doctors are described as state-employed licensed psychologists who qualify as expert witnesses. Oh, so, I mean, what do they think about this guy taking out his eyeballs? The order said that Dr. Jeremy testified Keller's self-harm was not relevant to his criminal responsibility evaluation because it happened after the alleged criminal activity, concluding that Keller was not suffering from a delusional compulsion at the time of the alleged crime and was able to distinguish right from wrong. So he's saying because he cut off his eyeballs with a spoon afterward, that he wasn't. That doesn't mean he's crazy at the time of the stabbing. This guy Keller is also claiming that he's schizophrenic and has bipolar disorder. There was testimony from two jailers who said that Keller told them he wanted to go to a medical prison. They said he was not mentally ill and said he claimed to hear voices to instead cover his ass. The judge wrote that the court observed Keller appeared to listen to the proceedings and interact with his attorneys in a normal fashion. So, yeah, he's probably disappointed. He didn't see this ruling coming. He's going to have to face the music. So, thank God he still got his ears. He can have this hearing. Somebody who was present at the judge's decision claimed that Keller afterwards said, worth a shot, and then popped his eyes back in his head. So, no, that's not really true. I'm just exaggerating for effect.
My day kicks off with a refreshing Celsius energy drink, then straight to the gym. Pre-K pickup, back home to meal prep. Time for my fire station shift. One more Celsius, gotta keep the lights on. When the 3-alarm hits, I'm ready. Celsius. Live, fit, go. Grab a cold, refreshing Celsius at your local retailer or locate now at Celsius.com.
A man claims to have the smallest penis in the world and is issuing a challenge out there to prove it. This guy's from North Carolina in the States. He's challenged anybody on Earth to disprove his claim of having the world's smallest penis as he advocates against body shaming and aims to raise awareness about the medical condition known as the micropenis. Well, how about this? A feel-good story here about the micropenis. Hey, don't you shame people with micropenises. I don't know anybody with a micropenis. I've never seen one with my own eyes. I've only seen them online. You can find them. They're online. They're everywhere. If you haven't seen one, I mean, you should probably take a peek. It's quite it's very. Well, I'm not trying to. I don't want to shame people with the micropenis, but it's a little. It can be. I don't know. What do I say about micropenis? I'll just say that they run the whole gamut. I mean, you can imagine the sizes. I mean, I've seen what I can only describe as innies. There's like actual innies where I don't even think I don't even know that there's anything there. This is what I'm saying. I once knew a comedian who had a micropenis. Well, I mean, he still has. Assuming he's alive, he still has the micropenis. Well, I mean, maybe he got it lengthened or enlarged. You can get those things beefed up, I think. No, I never saw it with my own eyes. I just talked to a woman. We had a mutual friend who slept with him, and she told me about it. And that was the first I even heard of a micropenis. I never even heard of it at that time. I was very young. I'm like, what, micropenis? What is that? And I didn't feel that bad for the guy because he wasn't really, it wasn't that all that nice. So I was like, oh. But then it explained a lot, like he was an angry person. But I would be angry as well if I had a micropenis. I mean, wouldn't you? That's just a tough way to go about life. I feel bad for people with the micropenis. I feel sorry for bodily traits that are completely out of your control, like physical traits you can't control. I mean, you're just born with a micropenis. It's not your fault. You just come into this world and you look down between your legs. You're like, what the heck is that? What? Oh man, what? I mean, that's just bad luck. You're given it by Jesus. Isn't that how it works? Jesus chooses our penis size, I think, right? My point is, you don't get the micropenis because, you're flogging the sausage too much and then this is a side effect of that. No, this is what you're given. Anyway, this guy that has the micropenis, he's not ashamed. He's telling the whole world. And let me tell you something, that takes balls to tell everybody about your micropeen, your mini-peen. His name is Michael Phillips, 38 years old. He threw down the gauntlet on the social medias. He told everybody his penis was 0.38 inches, also known as 0.97 centimeters. So it's not even a full centimeter. That's when fully aroused, by the way. 0.97 centimeters. That's aroused, I repeat. That's erect. He claims that when it's flaccid, it's even smaller than that. Well, we all assume. That's kind of how those things work, Michael. He remarked that, quote, research he had done online led him to believe he was endowed with the globe's smallest member, so he thinks he's got the smallest one on Earth. But he also added, quote, I welcome anybody to go out there and beat me. Pun intended? Now, Michael told the media that he had been diagnosed. You can actually get diagnosed with that? Diagnosed with having a micropenis in 2025. He evidently agreed to an interview to reduce stigma regarding this condition called micropenis. He wants everybody to know it's a real condition. It's not just some slang term that people use on the internet. Furthermore, he suggested having a micropenis is no laughing matter. He wants to encourage prompt medical intervention for anyone who, like him, had endured some intimacy struggles while grappling with the realities of this condition called the microween. Now, according to a place called the Cleveland Clinic, they have a definition of the micropenis. It's anyone with a stretched penile length of less than 2.67 inches, 6.8 centimeters, is considered to have a micropenis. The condition is very rare, affecting about 0.6% of people worldwide. This means that somebody out there listening to this podcast right now might have a micropenis. So don't be ashamed of your micropenis. It's not your fault that you have a micropenis. Embrace your micropeen, your microween. And I'm sure, I don't know this, but there's probably some benefits to having a microween for all we know, right? I mean, everything is a double-edged sword in life. I mean, you always find that out. There's a positive to every negative. There's a light to every dark. I know, and what I'm speaking is true. I learned it all from Alan Watts. Now, Michael explains some of his struggles. For instance, sometimes when he's urinating, it goes all over the place. Well, that's a struggle for sure. He explained how he struggles to get intimate in the traditional sense, meaning penetrative intercourse. Instead, he relies on oral stimulations and other forms of, quote, fooling around in his romantic pursuits. Can you imagine how amazing he probably is with his mouth, though? I mean, just imagine. He had to be. He's got to compensate. And that makes sense, right? Because when you can't use your peen, you got to make up for it in other areas. It's like, how bats, they can't see, right? They're basically blind, but so their sense of hearing is now like 1 billion times stronger than a normal organism's sense of hearing. Maybe not 1 billion. Anyways, you get what I'm coming from with this analogy? I think it's pretty, So this is what I got. What I'm saying is this guy can do things with his mouth that the ladies would only dream, or men might only dream, or pigeons, whatever you identify as. And now, regarding having the world's smallest weenie, Phillips acknowledged that he's researched whether there was a Guinness World Records category for which he could submit. To his dismay, though, it turns out Guinness does not keep records pertaining to human sexual organs. You would think they would. Why not? Like, isn't biggest boobs on there? Although that's not really a sexual organ, technically. Now, the article says Michael stands apart from other men who have sought to lay claim to the unofficial title of wielding the world's largest penis, including John Falcon and Robert Escoval Cabrera. Now, these are the guys with the largest wangs in the world, it would seem. Never heard of them. Michael said he went in the opposite direction, in part to speak out against the oft-invoked notion that people who have road rage, park incorrectly, or drive huge trucks do so because they are overcompensating for having micropenises. Michael says, in reality, I believe that has nothing to do with it. Well, that's the end of the article, and, reflecting on it, there's a lot to commend this man. He's very brave. I mean, to come out and just announce to the world that you have a micropenis, that's just not easy. Like, the body shaming involved in that is just enormous, I'd imagine. So, trying to kind of normalize it if possible. I'm sure there's ways to normalize it. You got to at least try. I mean, we would be all much better off as a society if we could all normalize and not shame those physical traits that are not our fault, stuff that we're born with. I think it makes the world a much better place. And I can't imagine if I had a micropenis how I would be feeling, in the 21st century. But maybe, who knows, maybe 100 years from now, micropenis will all be celebrating it. It could be. I mean, you can imagine a future where humanity no longer even has intercourse to make babies. We just do it all in a lab. Like these sex organs could be obsolete at some point, and so it's not even going to matter. And then it'll just be decoration. You just put a little tiny bracelet on your micropenis. Call it a day, or a pinky ring with a diamond. All right, I think I've ceased to make sense a few sentences ago, so I'm going to pull out.
Oh, Pod Daddy.
Eczema is unpredictable, but you can flare less with Ebglyss, a once-monthly treatment for moderate to severe eczema. After an initial 4-month or longer dosing phase, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin at 16 weeks. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
Good luck with your life, man.
Hey, my friends and loyal listeners of the Weird AF News Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Jonesy, the host. I hope you had an awesome weekend. And I want to give some shout-outs here. There's some thanks and praise in order. Jojo bought me some coffees off my website, weirdafnews.com. Jojo from Texas. Jojo wrote, thanks for keeping it weird. Jonesy, XOXO. I believe that means kiss, hug, kiss, hug. Oh, look at that. Free hugs and kisses and coffees. These are like my favorite things. Imagine someone just giving you free hugs and kisses and coffees like JoJo. I mean, am I not the luckiest man on earth? Hell yeah. Also, check this out. The very, very gracious Camila bought me coffees off my website, weirdafnews.com as well. Camila wrote, "Hey, Jonesy, hope this brightens up your day like you do mine. Since last time, I now have 9 novels published." My goodness, this woman is working hard. She's working on her first 7-book series called Cindy. It's a hood version of Cinderella. She goes on to say, "Check me out on Goodreads and Barnes & Nobles." Wow, your books are in Barnes & Noble? I think that's amazing. Camila, killing it. Wow, shout out. Oh, I love when my listeners are doing awesome stuff and just being bosses in life. She writes, "Love what you do. Keep it going. Sometimes I think, Jonesy, you're a black man trapped in a white man's body with all the R&B that comes out of you." I've been told that before. She said, "Bless up the good work that you do. Love you, Camila, a.k.a. Nasira." Wow, thank you so much. I so appreciate that. And good luck with your book series. I think that's tremendous, and I wish you the best. Guys, support. We got to support each other, right, in all that we do, because some of us are trying to do some hard things. Imagine writing books, like a book series. I mean, my goodness. I started a novel, but I was like, I don't know. I think I was just high and it seemed like a good idea at the time. I mean, maybe I'll get back to it, but writing is hard. It's totally hard, especially if you got like ADHD. It's hard to sit still. I don't think I'm not like diagnosed with ADHD. I just think I got that. I think everyone's got a bit of that in them. We're all just trying to manage it. The world is so crazy, and obviously every moment is a distraction. So unless you proactively try and still your mind, I think a lot of us, our brains are running like a hamster on a wheel most of the time. So I just think that's like the normal state of being. And so, sitting down and writing is tough. Sitting down and reading is tough. I've always been that way. I've never been diagnosed. I'm like, this is just how brains are for the most part, I think. But, I'm probably wrong. Don't listen to me. I'm just a podcaster in a closet, right? What am I? Anyways, I need to reel myself in right now and wrap this up. Once again, shout out to the girls for buying me coffees over the weekend. Made my days. You can always buy me coffees at weirdafnews.com. That's how you do it. Show your love, show your support. You can also join the Patreon. So I put something in the Patreon this morning. I'm always putting extra content in the Patreon, so you get that. Today was this little documentary I came across about gin, the drink, the booze, gin. Because I'm a big fan of gin, so I often do research on how to make various gin drinks, because there's not a lot of them out there. People aren't doing like things with gin like they're doing with vodka and whiskey. There's fewer cocktails being made with gin. So anyways, I came across this documentary about how gin was just almost destroyed England back in the 1700s because so many people were drinking it. At the peak of the gin craze in London, each person was drinking on average a gallon a month. Can you imagine that? Just incredible. That's just so much. That's just insane. All right, I got to get out of here. This has gone very, very long. I apologize. We'll see you tomorrow. Hit me up, by the way.